Hey loves, it's your girl Keisha, and I am back with my first Spill the Tea video since going on vacation. If you guys have not checked out my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review, it is up now, so make sure you check that out. But today, we are going to be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville reality star Martell Holt. He is in the news. But surprisingly, it's because of positive tea of all things. Now, I don't know how much I believe this tea, but we gonna sip it anyway. So Martell recently sat down with, I think it's She Ministry or something like that. He's going to be doing a panel discussion with them in Atlanta live. But before they do the live event, they wanted to go online with him and, just chit chat, get everybody hyped for it. This is a Fox Soul event. And in the interview, Martell was very remorseful for everything that he's done to Melody, and he takes the blame for their marriage, which we have never really seen him do over the last few years. So we're going to get into this interview, and I'm going to give my feedback as we watch along. And at the end of this, let me know, do you believe the hype? Or do you think this is just another ploy and a scam? Let's get into it.
Know what goes on in relationships when things don't work out and all of that, but I just really wanted to understand.
Hold on. Do you really know, or is it
No, I don't
just from a
know.
woman's perspective, right? So
I
that's why
know
you
from a
got.
woman's perspective, but I
Yeah,
can't you,
yeah,
right?
I know, right? It's difficult. It's tough. Yeah,
It's
I'm with you. I'm
difficult.
with you. Yeah.
So that is why I created the platform so we can hear
What's up,
from
y'all?
the man.
I'm
This
with
is
you.
not a male bashing session. This is the one time that you get to be totally transparent and
Well,
nobody
guys, I'm not going to be totally transparent. Okay. Hey, listen. I'm not going to be
Martell
totally
now listen.
transparent because let me go and just be brutally honest right now. Um, my ex and I, we're back filming. We're actually filming right now.
Okay.
We filmed the scene yesterday, and we're getting in a better place, for my children and I, with this co-parenting thing. And I know in the past I've gone on lives and I've gone on interviews and things like that, and almost everything I said, it was kind of against me, and it hurt our the relationship that we had, and if anything hurts Melody and I, it hurts our children,
Yeah.
indirectly and directly too. So I'm being cautious on the platforms that I come on, because if I speak on my past relationship, I only know my marriage, and
Right.
then marriage was what, 11 years. So I'm having second thoughts on certain things that I talk about, certain things that I do, even though it pertains to my past relationship, and that's really all that I know. So it's a difficult situation right now, only because we're in a much better place, and that's where I
But
want us to be.
Oh, now you want to be cautious about what you say and what you don't say. Male freezing your ass out this season and not filming with your ass has really put you in a pickle. It has really put you in a predicament. Remember last year, I said to Mel in my reviews, stop filming with him. Stop arguing with him. When you don't give him that satisfaction, he loses. And she took my advice. She stopped filming with him this season. And this nigga is feeling the fucking heat. He ain't got no money coming in. I bet you that Love and Marriage Huntsville is much like the Real Housewives, where if you don't film, you don't get paid. Same thing with Love and Hip Hop. So if you're not filming that much, you're not getting paid that much. And as we've seen so far this season, Martell is featured maybe once on a good episode, maybe twice in one episode, whereas in the past he was featured throughout majority of the episodes. But Mel freezing him out and refusing to film with him really probably hurt his pockets. And like I told you all before I went on vacation, that Martell has been out here trying to sell that calendar. Don't nobody even fucking buy calendars no more. First of all, that was a horrible business decision. He has tried putting himself out there. Anybody want to hire me for this? Anybody want to hire me me for that, and nobody is biting. He tried to use the kids for the children's book. That was a flop. You know what I'm saying? And so now that he is really seeing that, oh wow, my wife was the blessing. Being with her blessed me. Without her, I have nothing.
So just so the audience will know, the next week, so guys, those of you who are in Alabama, you only 2 hours away. Well, from Birmingham. Well, how far is Huntsville from Atlanta, Martell?
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. So
Yeah.
we'll be filming.
Well, from flight, flying is 30 minutes.
Flying is an option for those of you who really want to attend this in person and here. The topic is about rejection. So we want to know how you have experienced that, right? And you can share as much as little.
so yeah, I'm going to share as little as possible.
Martell!
But right now, I have to, because the rejection that I face, when it comes to relationship, it really stemmed from my previous marriage, and for me to speak on that or to elaborate on that, it wouldn't be pleasing to, what I have going on currently is me filming right now. You know what I'm talking about? And again, I don't know if Melody listening right now, but
Melody got that nigga shook. She got his ass up against the rope. She didn't hit that motherfucker with an uppercut. That nigga is biting his words. He is monitoring everything that he fucking says. And this is a good example, ladies, of taking your power back. And when you don't give another person your power, you win in the end. Her ignoring him, her cutting off communication, her not arguing with him, her being the one that had all the businesses in her name. Therefore, when they had the divorce, she got all of the businesses. He didn't have anything. That's how you get a motherfucker. You don't argue back with a nigga all the goddamn time, just arguing. Or you hit them where it hurts. Hit them in their pockets, god damn it. Hit them in their fucking livelihood, because this nigga is literally sitting on an island by himself with, once again, nothing. And the same person that he fucked over is the same person that now what he needs. And she has the keys in her hands, and she can either choose to fuck with him or she can choose not to fuck with him. My biggest concern is don't fuck with him relationship wise ever again, because a nigga like him, lepers don't change their spots that quickly and that easy. So I got my eye on Martell, because I don't trust this 180 turnaround with this nigga. I really feel like he doing what he got to do to get where he need to be. So Mel, be cautious. Be real cautious with this nigga, because I don't trust him not one bit.
We haven't filmed in over like 4 or 5 months together.
Okay.
And now we just filmed yesterday, and we filmed a few days ago.
I can't wait to find out what was the deciding factor for Mel to agree to film with him again. Like, what was going on behind the scenes? Did she see a change in him? Had he been consistent here lately with doing the things that he needed to do for the children? I can't wait to find out what it is that made her change her mind on filming with him. Cannot wait. That's going to be very interesting to find out.
So no amount of money, no amount of press can put me in a position to like set us back, because Mel and I being set back, it's only going to set my children back. And I'm trying to get us all to like that happy place,
Right.
of co-parenting successfully, because we both have suffered, certain rejections, which really drove us to the point where we are now. And that was very unlikely. It was tough going through rejection, because once you go through rejections in a marriage or in a relationship, you kind of, no one wants to be rejected, especially when you're in a relationship, especially when it's supposed to be the only you two,
Right.
because we expect our partners to always fulfill every ounce of us, fill us up completely with whatever we want, as long as it's not asking you to jump off the bridge,
Right.
And so whenever we tend to be rejected, that hurts our soul, us emotionally. Shoot,
So my
how
question,
like that'll make us do things that we shouldn't do.
absolutely
Once we feel that rejection, and
right,
I felt it. My ex, she felt it, and that caused us to do things that have hurt. Because
right.
of that rejection.
Cope with that though. So we don't. I mean, we're not here to exploit. That's
Yeah.
not. But I would like to know, and we're not gonna we don't have to talk much because we only have a few more moments. How have you coped with that? Like that's what I want to hear. So, we'll talk more about the rejection and what it looks like and what it feels like, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how have you coped with that? How have you dealt with it? Like how have you gotten to a place where you're like, we're in a great place? What have you done?
Well, I mean, it's taking time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think time heals everything. If you're going through it properly,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that shoot, it's been like over a year for us of hurt.
Right.
You got to hurt. And I'll be real. I'll be real about it all. Um, when God started putting me through tough situations, I laughed. I mean, not because it was comical, only because I knew
Mm-hmm.
that it's like I was prepared for it. I knew it had to happen. It was inevitable.
Right.
When you put yourself through certain situations in life, you have to understand that it's gonna be repercussions to things.
Right.
And you got to face it.
Negro, please. Since when you had this goddamn revelation? It wasn't just like literally maybe 2 months ago you was online talking shit, blaming her for everything, still not taking accountability for anything, and claiming she was a bad mama. And all of a sudden now you knew that God was gonna punish you, and you knew that you was gonna reap what you sow. Boy, get the fuck out of here, you appleseed head ass nigga with the lies. I would love to believe him that he is a changed man, but like I said, it was literally 2 months ago where this nigga was online bashing her and doing XYZ. So I just have a real hard time believing that all of a sudden now Martell has had this revelation that he was the problem and that he fucked up, because for the last 3 years everything has been Melody Cherie Holt's fault.
And me, and I think too, Melody too. We're overcomers. We overcame all the hurt, all the crying, all the suffering, all that type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that it built character, made us better people.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like right now, I can say that we're moving forward on being better co-parents. So my thing is about being positive, not trying to tear the next person down.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, what I always say too is we all going to go through things in life,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that God gives us all the tools that we need to overcome it. Because I
Absolutely.
feel that certain things that I went through, 15, 16 years ago, he strengthened me for these moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I didn't think that I would be the person to, going through this divorce, breaking down and crying and stuff like that. I'd never been a person to cry.
It funny that you didn't want me when you had me. Love is crazy. Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny how God will make your enemies your footstool? The same woman that he cheated on, lied on, had a baby on, taunted, all types of disregarded, degrading. He had to literally go groveling to. And now his ass is on social media basically begging and a pleading and a begging.
Right.
But this situation made me a little emotional and things like that. Especially, my kids, I love them so much, and
Yeah.
I see that we put them through a lot,
Right.
and for me to, just staying strong, and then time
Mm-hmm.
heals all.
Right. And then it seems like it's always helpful if, like, you've been able to go through that healing process with Mel. A lot of people don't get that.
No, I did. I didn't
You
go
didn't.
through. No, no. So I tell you what, Melanie was she was able to she went through it with me.
Okay.
Yeah, she went through it with me. But when it was when it was about my time to her and things like that,
Yeah.
we were kind of we were kind of like over.
Okay.
And then shoot, my bed and my closet, and it's moments that I would laugh at
Hmm.
because it's like it's almost like, yeah, my turn, you know.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's a learning experience. It's a process
it
of
is.
development. So we all get a turn. Everybody gets a turn.
Oh man, I tell people don't throw them rocks. I tell people do
Don't.
not throw rocks at nobody.
Right.
If anything, you should just try to uplift,
Hmm.
regardless of what the person has done.
Right.
You should try to uplift because you don't know what you're going to go through, and you're going to want that support. You're going to want that love. You're going
Hmm.
to want those hugs. You're going to want that support.
Right.
I
Right.
tell people you're going to need that support because it's tough. And again, you don't know what you're going to go through in life. You don't know when you're going to go through it. You don't know how you're going to go through it.
Hmm.
And you're gonna need some strong people around you to see you through.
So if you could have done anything different, considering everything that has happened, what would you have done differently? Because we're in different mental spaces when these things,
Yeah,
right? So knowing what and knowing where you were then, what would you have done differently?
I would have accepted certain things
Hmm.
that my wife wasn't doing. You
Okay.
follow what I'm saying? Some of my complaints,
Hmm.
I could have held on a little longer
Right.
before taking matters into my own hand.
Right.
You know, because I mean, we were. I'm not gonna lie, we were a great couple. We
Uh,
were damn near like a perfect couple,
yes.
and we both got busy.
Hmm.
And then I started complaining about things like that. But I feel that if I would have just accepted certain things, because it wasn't, and when I look at it now, I look back like, damn, it wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's just when you're in the moment, when you're
Hmm.
moving so fast, it's almost like you're thinking somebody just, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. We
Hmm.
just sit your ass back and just look at it like, is that serious?
Right.
You got this amazing marriage, these amazing children,
Hmm.
and you about to go around and mess it up? No.
So, in other words, you wouldn't have cheated. You wouldn't have cheated. You would have realized that 20% you was over there dicking down had nothing on the 80% that was holding you down. Oh, that was a word. Yes, ma'am. You see now that the person that was sucking your dick the way you liked it your dick to be sucked, the person that you could fuck and suck on every 5 seconds, that's all she had to offer. That's it. Because now that you're at your lowest, she ain't been able to help you with shit. First of all, you shouldn't need help as a man, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that your spouse shouldn't be there to support you and help you, but Martell is one of them people that needs somebody to help him because he's too lazy and looks to me a little slow to do it on his own. But he realizes now that he's in the darkest place of his life that he can't grow with Ariane because Ariane is still a child, mentally a child, and he still has a lot about him that is still mentally childish. But he now sees that Melody, like I said, God was blessing Melody, therefore blessing him. And without that blessing of her being in his life, he has nothing. He thought that the blessings was coming to him. He thought that he was the man. He thought that he was the one doing everything, even though literally probably deep down inside he knew what it was, but he needed to say that shit to help boost his ego and make him feel more like a man because he knew that he didn't compare or compete with his wife. He was in her shadow. She made him look good. And Ariane doesn't do nothing for him except for fucking suck him the way that he likes to be fucking sucked. He sees now that she is a shitty mother. He sees now that this is a girl. I left my wife, my household, my children, my family, my businesses for somebody who sits up on social media with her hair not done, yelling at her daughter and barely paying attention to my son. This is what I left my life for. And I know every second of the day he regrets it. But Mel, don't you be no fool. Don't you be no fool. Keep your eye on that nigga. I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. I feel like once again he gonna say and do what he needs to do to get where he needs to be. And once he gets where he needs to be again, the real Martell will prevail like they always do.
No, it's okay. It's okay to be rejected here and there.
Right.
You know, especially when you're in a marriage. You know, so if I could have done anything different, I would have just accepted a lot longer. You know, and not complaining so quickly.
I don't want to give too much, but I have one more question, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Hey, hold on. What's your question? You might need to text me.
But okay, no, because like this is just for like the men, like when you're in that space, right, where you say I could have held on a little longer. Do you consider the consequences after the mishap? Like, is that even considered? Do you?
Hold on. I'm so sorry. You say that again. I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to read some comments.
I know. That's okay.
Let me stop looking at it. Go ahead.
When you're in that mind space, right? When you were thinking back to, the decisions that were made, did you think about the consequences of the act? Did you even consider what could happen? Or was it?
Well, listen, I mean, that's a pretty cool question. But I think that when a lot of us, both men and women, when we're in the moment of complaining about certain things and you want to mess up a little bit here and there, you really don't think about the consequence. I tell you what, if God would have showed me all that I've gone through by effing up like I did, like, I would have set my ass down in that bed and just chilled like that. Girl, all right, I'll catch you next week. I'll go in there and cook. I got those kids. So I would have.
Because that nigga is tired of wearing them medium shirts. He is tired of the circulation in his veins being cut off from them too little clothes. He is tired of borrowing outfits from Tank, their son. This nigga is hungry. He ain't had a good home cooked meal unless he go over to his mammy house. Cause Ariane look like all she know how to cook is hamburger helper or some Zatarans or a pack of ramen noodles. This look like all she could do over there. She don't even comb her hair, child. I know she ain't over there fixing that man no roast beef, steak and potatoes and carrots and all. Nah, she ain't over there doing it. She over there giving that nigga Capri Sun and a sandwich, a bologna sandwich. The best she gonna do is to make it gourmet is fry the bologna. That's about all she gonna do, baby.
And for the people who follow you and who are listening, who may be in that same headspace, like if you had to do it all over again, you would have said, you know what? It's not that bad. Let me just.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, because I tell you what, once you start messing up, you might continue to mess up, you know?
Right.
Yeah, right. And that's, yeah.
Well, we like.
Do we have some men on here?
Do we? Any men?
Hey, yeah, it's nothing like married life. I'm telling you, married life is amazing. I mean, I talk about that all the time, and I think people would say, Martell, you messed up your marriage. I'm like, no. I mean, I did, but I do love marriage, and that's dear to my heart. And I want to be married again. I do cherish marriage and things like that. I did love my ex-wife, and I love my children, and I feel that children should be raised in with both parents at home, if possible. As long as you're not about to kill each other. But I still feel too that do not give up on your marriage so easily. Right. Because I feel it's so important, and I think life is so important too. Yeah, and raising your children is so imperative. And then it's tough. Like right now, I have all my children here. I have all of my children here at my house, and for 7 days. And they go to mail for 7 days, and whenever they hear, though they with me at times, it's like it still hurt because I feel that I remember not too long ago that their mom and dad were both here, and my kids were just smiling genuinely. you know, and I miss those days with them running to the bedroom and jumping in the bed, like with those real smiles and just so happy to see mom and dad, you know?
Do you
Um,
guys would ever reconsider and get back together?
don't be asking me questions like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be asking me questions like that, you know?
What? Listen,
uh,
I mean, really, because you can. That's a
yeah.
possibility.
How much longer we got on here?
Mel, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you be no fool for the fifth, sixth time. Don't do it, Bernie. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it, lady. Keep your eyes closed, your legs closed, your ankles crossed, your fingers crossed, your eyes crossed. Hell, cross your titties, goddamn it, if you have to. But don't you ever go back to that nigga. No, there is better out there. He has shown and proved who he is. I pray that he is on a better path of self-discovery, of being able to navigate and control his emotions, of not blaming everybody else for his issues, for lying on people, for just being an overall creep. I pray that Martell is trying to do and be a better man, not only for himself but for his children. I pray, but that don't mean you gotta go back. That don't mean you gotta go back. Keep it the fuck moving. Cause like I said, I got my right and my left eye on that nigga and my nipples on that nigga because I don't trust him at all. I feel like this is an act, but we'll see. Time will tell. Time will motherfucking tell.
Just know I love life. I love life. I cherish life. I love all my children. I'm happy that I have all my children, and you know, I want more.
You want more,
But
right? You want
but I'm
more?
not I'm not about going. I'm not going to go out here and get this
Get
woman pregnant, that woman pregnant, stuff like that. No.
exactly.
Lord Jesus, please let this man get a job, a second income or something before he has any more children, because you are barely taking care of the 5 you got now, sir. Children need to be the last thing on your mind, or they come out of your mouth or your penis. Put it up.
Are you dating now?
Um, we'll talk about that live, okay? When I not live, but when I see y'all in person, okay?
Okay. So
Look at you.
put a pin right there. Y'all remember that. He said we're gonna talk about that live.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what's up. That's what's
That's
up. I look forward to meeting you in person too, okay?
I mean, nigga, we all know you dating. We just saw you take Ariane scallywag ass to the Keith Sweat Al B. Sure concert, nigga. We know you dating. Boy, Anywho, so do y'all believe the hype? Do you think that Martell is a changed man, or do you all think like I think that this is an act so he can get put back on again and get in better standing and have more airtime and film time? Because I don't trust this man as far as I can throw him. Do not trust him at all, and I pray that he's not playing Mel. I can't wait to find out what was it that made her even decide to film with him again. I really honestly feel like he called her begging and crying, saying that, his income is fucked up, and him not being able to film with her is really damaging his pockets. I really feel like that man called her crying and begging for her to film with him, and Mel, still being soft-hearted when it comes to him, caved in to do him a solid. I think that that's what we're going to end up finding out. But you better than me, because I would have let that nigga the fuck rot after everything that he has done. Because you gotta, people like him, you really gotta give him tough love. And he ain't learned his lesson all the way yet. He ain't been down long enough for him to fully get it. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. But let's talk down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.